Today we're looking briefly at the handwriting of the good and the beautiful. This was one of the later pieces that I picked up and adopted for use in our homeschool. Handwriting is kind of a lost art. It's not being taught in the public schools, and I decided that that's something that I actually wanted to teach here in our homeschool. So I picked up the lessons and we printed them out and we put them in these plastic 3-ring binders, folders rather, that you can pick up for a dime a piece when they go on sale at the beginning of the school year. I printed out the practice sheets for levels 3 and 4 because my kids are a little bit older, and we went through and we practiced. This is from level 3 where they're supposed to be writing everything in print, and then they do some drawing. As you can see, my son decided to do some cursive. He decided he was too old to be doing print, and so we had a good talk about character that day. They do more printing, which he chose to do in cursive, and then they learn to do their cursive letters. So they just learn how to do the individual letters here, and they can color the pictures. They can do some more drawing. We focus on poetry. We're copying scripture. More, and there's a coloring page. As we fast forward into level 4, we're copying poems. We're doing some drawing. And this is one of my kids' favorite activities. I'll show you what they do for it in just a second. So let's go back to the very beginning where they've got their actual books. I printed off the page, the handwriting chart, so that if they had any questions, they could flip back to the very front of their books and reference it. There's also a reference chart with states and capitals, which is something that's very important in levels 5 and 6, because that's one of the things that they're going to be copying, and they're going to be learning it as they do their copy work. First thing they do is learn how to write their letters, and they do some drawing. It's not all copy work every day. There's a lot of fun activities. They copy what some different vocabulary terms mean. We're learning our presidents in order. Here's a religious poem. We're learning our grammar rules. Never capitalize the name of the seasons. It may not seem like much, but as you copy these things over and over and over again, they really become ingrained. And this, like I said, this is one of my kids' favorite activities. So my son took a piece of paper and he cut out a square. And what he likes to do is cover everything up except for the square that's showing, and then draw that square. And as you can see, it's a method that seems to work out pretty well for him, because all of his pictures that are done in the 9 square come out looking like this. So you might try that if your children are having trouble with that activity. As we fast forward, they're still doing... Okay, now we're copying poems, and we are doing states and capitals. There will be whole days where they do nothing but states and capitals. I'm looking for one of those days. They'd still have drawing activities. La 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 la. Well, of course, because I'm looking for one, I can't find it. Here we go. So these are more like, I consider them test days. They gave them the capital. They have to write the state in cursive. For me, this is a good chance to assess how much they have retained from doing their copy work. Now, I know that levels 1, 2, and 3 are considerably easier, as you can imagine. This is the highest level of handwriting. I'm probably going to print out level 6 one more time and have them do it a second time next year, because I feel like they could use some extra work on their states and capitals as well as on their handwriting. I have all boys. If you have boys, then you probably will understand what I mean when I say that they don't feel like handwriting is something that's worthy of their time. And so that's a fight that we go through regularly, and until they put the effort into it, we're going to continue to do handwriting. I hope that this helps you make some decisions on which level of handwriting to choose, and that you enjoy your Good and the Beautiful curriculum. If you have any other questions, feel free to drop us a comment below. Thanks.